Horses, animals that we all wish we owned. Their power, agility, gracefulness and speed make them one of the most treasured animals that can be used for personal pleasure and utilized in racing competitions.
Oh, there's someone there, but in the station.
Horse rearing and training are expensive undertakings, and not too many Kenyans have dared to venture into what many perceive as a foreign undertaking.
Up and down, stand up. 1, 2, stand up.
However, that did not stop Cathy Muthama from dreaming big. A dream that was born through the numerous trips she and her husband had to make to take their son for horse riding.
We used to take our small boy horse riding in a certain horse riding school somewhere else. And every time we could go there, we could see these horses and we loved them. But we had never dealt with horses before. So after seeing them and talking to people there, we thought maybe we could give it a try.
Resolving to quit a job in the motoring industry and with her husband having been retrenched, the two resolved to get into the business and they established Hardy Stud in the suburb of Karen in Nairobi. Not knowing much but trusting their instincts, the two approached a bank for a loan and used up some of their savings to come up with capital to finance their new venture. Getting help from friends became a task as a number of them discouraged her, dismissing the business as unrealistic. 10 horses, which were mostly retired polo horses, helped them launch their business in mid-2003. Cathy has learned that if you want to do something, go right ahead and do it. But don't tell your plans to unsupportive people. And thanks to her own advice, she now has 22 horses, buying 2 or 3 each year. She admits in the beginning horses were an alien concept, therefore they spent a lot of money on veterinary bills and spent a lot more time worrying whether or not the horses were fine. Banking on learning institutions as their biggest clientele, Cathy says that the maintenance of a horse costs more than the care of 100 cattle put together. Grooming, feeding, constant training and high standards of hygiene are just but a few of the basics that horses require.
You know, horses are not like other animals. They need a lot of care. They need special things like they love carrots, they love apples, they love sugar cubes, they love sugar cane.
With these expenses, one has to wonder if the business brings back as much money as the investments put in it.
We have something we call Horseback Safaris, which we've been trying over the last few years. Taking people like to Masai Mara, taking people to Magadi area with horses. We ferry our horses from here, we take them there, camping, and people ride horses.
To market their business, the couple would make numerous trips to learning institutions trying to convince the schools about the benefits of the sport.
We target schools, that's the ones in Nairobi. We also target individuals, like over the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. We have people coming with their children for training. And we also have schools who bring their children here for horse riding.
Maybe if you're getting into horses a little later in life, chances are you have to learn and prepare for things most people take for granted. We mostly dismiss animals as just that, animals, and they would act however we want them to. However, that is not so. Horses are made to believe are very quiet, calm and peaceful animals, so you need to be very careful when around them. Cathy is convinced that horses build character, especially for children, as it is rare to find a child riding a horse being mean to it because a special bond is formed between the two.
There are some children who are quite wild, children who will never even listen to their parents, children who will never even listen to their house help, to even the teachers, they don't even listen to them. These children, when they come to horses, it really changes their character. It really builds their character, riding horses.
That said, what are some of the challenges of the work?
Buying horses was not easy. Buying their food And if a horse, I remember the first few months when we started, how we even had horses which were sick, and we really didn't know even what to do. And we could call the vet every day. Something small happened, we called the vet and he would come in, and the expenses were very high.
And how is it working with your husband?
Working with my husband is not a big deal because what he does, he looks for work and I do the job. So we are never together per se. Maybe later in the days when we sit down and check how the day has been.
Hadi's stud continues to fascinate people, especially with it having humble beginnings of just two people seeking an adventure. It might have been a path littered with a lot of hurdles, but Cathy is not looking back.
Kenyans like it now. Yeah, unlike when we started, maybe they didn't even have faith in us, but now they can see what we are doing and they like it also.
It is also a plus for the company that a lot more Kenyans are appreciating horse riding as a skill just as much as they appreciate swimming to be. Cathy is a fine example of a woman who didn't have an impressive amount of capital while starting out, but traits like resilience, patience, hard work and boldness, and of course the ability to see and seize an opportunity have helped her realize and maximize her potential. Lizz, Ntojira, PM Live.